A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a move that has triggered widespread condemnation, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a 25% tariff on all steel and aluminium imports, effective March 12th. This decision has raised alarms across the globe, particularly among Canada, Mexico, and the European Union, who are now voicing their strong opposition to what they describe as unjustified trade barriers. Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the European Commission, expressed her deep regret over the announcement, stating, "Unjustified tariffs on the EU will not go unanswered." The European bloc, comprised of 27 nations, is preparing to implement countermeasures to protect its economic interests, asserting that it will safeguard its workers, businesses, and consumers from the adverse effects of the tariffs. The U.S. Vice President, J.D. Vance, met with von der Leyen on the sidelines of an AI summit, emphasizing the Trump administration's commitment to fostering a strong economic relationship with Europe. However, the imposition of these tariffs has raised concerns about the potential for a global trade war, as countries scramble to respond. Canada, which is the largest exporter of both steel and aluminium to the U.S., is particularly affected by this decision. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau characterized the tariffs as unacceptable and vowed that Canadians would stand up strongly and firmly if we need to. Trudeau's remarks come amid fears that the tariffs will lead to increased prices for consumers and disrupt the trade relationship between the U.S. and its closest ally. The Mexican Economy Minister, Marcelo Ebrard, echoed similar sentiments, labeling the tariffs as unfair and not justified. He pointed out that Mexico's exports of steel to the U.S. have been declining while imports from the U.S. have been on the rise. South Korea's acting president, Choi Sang-mok, stated that his country is committed to protecting the interests of its companies and will explore diplomatic options to mitigate the impact of the tariffs. Within the U.S., there is also dissent regarding the tariffs. Ford CEO, Jim Farley, acknowledged the president's intention to strengthen the U.S. auto industry, but cautioned that the tariff plans could lead to a lot of cost and a lot of chaos. The EU's Trade Commissioner, Maros Sefcovic, warned that the tariffs would likely fuel inflation and reiterated the bloc's commitment to finding a mutually beneficial resolution. He emphasized that tariffs are detrimental to businesses and consumers alike, and the EU is currently assessing the situation to formulate a proportional response. The history of tariffs during Trump's previous term has already shown potential backlash, with the EU implementing countermeasures on iconic U.S. products, such as Harley-Davidson motorcycles and bourbon whiskey. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz stated that the EU would present a united front against the U.S. tariffs, asserting that the bloc possesses the strength to respond effectively. France's Industry Minister, Marc Ferracci, expressed concerns about the indirect effects of the tariffs, particularly regarding Chinese exports that may be rerouted to Europe. As the deadline for negotiations approaches, countries affected by the tariffs are actively seeking solutions to safeguard their economic interests while navigating the complexities of international trade relations. The potential for escalating tensions looms large as nations prepare to respond to the U.S.'s controversial trade policies. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.